Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, Sam Darnold, week 4, Thursday night football, big win on the road, locked in, fired up. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. Before we dive into the video, a quick reminder about the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is the foundation, the bedrock of the channel. Not only is it a great, inexpensive way to support the channel, but you get even more Quarterback School content. Hop over there, join, become a member. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get into it. Sam Darnold, the Seahawks, short week, divisional win, big time. Right here, get a little quaddy. Okay, now there's a lot to love about the formation, the tempo that this play is run, get up to the line of scrimmage quickly. And it's really just kind of a math question to the left. Do they have enough people for this quicker now screen? If not, put it on them. You can see the excellent blocking on the edge. Nice strong running. Turns into punt return left. Let's roll. Now, if it's not there, you're going to throw the quick out down here to the bottom. So the first thing we want to do is just watch the defense up top try to adjust to this formation. They're trying to figure out who's who in the zoo, who's rushing, who's dropping. They can't do it. So again, you can see just the 4 defenders here. So these 4, how are they going to handle these 4 eligibles? As soon as they can't get lined up as far as who's who in the zoo, who's dropping, who's playing zone, who's not, we've got them. If that wasn't there, so let's just pretend that they came out and had an amazing quad check where they're all going to come up here and press man, and there's going to have 5 over 4. Well, then you raise up and throw the quick out down here to the bottom. Now, the other thing, when you're talking about what else besides just a one-step screen, what other bonuses do we get here? Well, these big guys up front, they get to chop the hell out of these guys at the line of scrimmage, and no defensive lineman likes getting chopped. So we get 4 chops. So watch the line of scrimmage. Whoop. Well, 3. We get a quick out down here to the bottom. If we didn't like the screen up top, you can see how all these things are layered together. We get excellent blocking at the point of attack, and we are rolling. Next one here. This is kind of a nothing burger incompletion, but I put it on here for a few different reasons. One, I think it's a great decision by Sam to turn down this down the middle of the field. And then this check down here, whatever is going on with 9, for me, taking a lot of TFLs, going backwards a lot, the speed that he's playing here running back, this is not for me, man. I don't know what to tell you. This is not for anybody, in my opinion, in the pass pro world. So what's going on here is they're just running an iteration of play action, the old school kind of what a lot of people refer to as Yankee. Big post, most likely, and then a deep in. Now, oftentimes this is run with more of a traditional crosser. It really doesn't matter. It's the same play. You get a middle field closed or post safety here, usually that post is dead. Okay, but 3 is one of those guys, you just have to know where he is at all times. So he's trying to bait you into, yeah, I'm playing middle field closed, but then I'm going to drive this deep in. And again, I think this is an outstanding turn down from Sam. So not throwing that because of who this player is. All this league is so much about matchups and understanding where their game wrecker is. So when we get back here, post play action, do our thing, get our depth, get through this read, say no. This has to be, once your blocking responsibilities are secure, you've got to get out and run a route. And it's usually just a little pop or option. And there's got to be some urgency in this route. This is very like Friday nights-ish. Really like Thursday or Monday, whenever the JV game is. That ain't it, bro. I'm unfamiliar with what this is. And this is what happens. It's a nothing burger. Again, that is either I'm gassed, I got to tap out, or I don't know what the hell I'm doing, or all of the above. Because this is the type of stuff that is just not acceptable at high levels of football. But again, if we're looking at what Sam's looking at, does he have that post down the field? Probably not. What about the in? Right over the ball? I don't think so. I think Budda Baker does a nice job of kind of playing both. Turn it down. Where's the check down? Check down's in slow motion. Oh my God. Very next play here, a little third down. We're going to end up working a stick up top to the number 1. Just a little stick flat. And again, there's a lot that I think a lot of people really like and respect of what the Cardinals have defensively going on. They do what I would consider as much like Big 12-ish, 3 safety-ish stuff as you'll see in the league. Now that can give quarterbacks some issues, especially if you're not used to seeing the spacing. It can also get them in trouble. They can put themselves in trouble. So they have what I would classify as the hook defender here, standing in the opposite B gap. So if we're going to run, there's the stick route, almost always paired with a flat. If we're going to play some iteration of Tampa, so half field player, that middle deep hook player, this guy right here is technically trying to get to the deep hook to curl player, and he's reading the quarterback's eyes, but he is in the opposite A or B gap, and he's got to get all the way over there and try to squeeze that stick, and it's not going to be there. So this like faux pressure look that certainly causes problems in the pass pro world causes problems for them in the coverage world. So he just doesn't have the width to get over there. They have the perfect call on. Sam's able to see it, play really quickly, decisively, and get the ball out. So again, if we're watching 2 here at the line of scrimmage, he's in the right A gap. So once we identify the coverage, ball's out, boom. And again, even full on layout, great effort. Beautiful ball, put it on him, 3rd down conversion, let's go. Next one here, touchdown pass up top. I think it was the very next play. We're going to end up hitting the tight end, the new number 2 up top, post shift in motion. A little bit of a double move, I guess. More of like a natural roll rub. And 27 here playing man coverage just gets really, really lazy with his eyes. You can see 27 locked up on 88 here. Once he gets into this initial, what he thinks is probably like a choice route where he's going to kind of throttle down at 5 yards. Watch his eyes. Whoop. So watch 27's eyes. He's going to look. He's looking at 88. Now his eyes are looking at the quarterback. And right there, we run by him. So really nice design. Great ball. Again, taking advantage of that middle field closed man coverage. So again, pre-snap, 2 movements, shift and the motion. Okay, your favorite CMC motion in the backfield. What it does here is gives you an opportunity to identify man or zone. So that sure looks like man. That sure looks like man. Middle field closed, most likely man. And we're staring at this guy. A little bit of a confusing look here as far as how they're going to handle this. They're just going to pass this thing off. So he's going to take the widest. He's going to take the most inside. As we run these routes here, this is essentially a glorified clear, come up, set it. And again, as he kind of throttles, that's where 27 gets his eyes back to the quarterback, and we're able to just take that thing and go. And that creates the separation. It's a beautiful throw from Sam. This is outstanding design, the nuance and details tethered to beating this kind of man coverage. Got him. Great pass pro, beautiful ball. Again, just really love this end zone shot of being able to see the backer's eyes and the discipline that it takes. We don't talk a whole lot about defense on this channel for a number of different reasons. But when you can not have the defender's eyes in the right spot, anytime it's man coverage and they're looking at the quarterback, you got a great opportunity for a big play. Beautiful. Next one here. This is a play action shot. We're going to end up trying to hit the number 1 down the field on what I'm used to calling like a flag or pylon deep corner route. Now, again, this to me is a non-traditional Tampa look. It's a tough read for a quarterback because you have to turn your back, and pre-snap, there's no indication of, that this is the coverage you're going to get. So as you turn your back, you got to come back, find out what's going on down the field. This is almost guaranteed to be a high-low read. I don't really have any problem with this decision to throw this thing. So what's going on here route-wise is we've got this deep, we'll call it a flag or pylon, set that thing to the back corner of the end zone. This we'll call like little sail. It ends up being just an iteration of flood. There's almost always something in the flat. Now, when you turn on the film, you'll be like, dude, you should have thrown it here. Obviously, this guy's wide ass open. And it's one of those things where, yeah, in hindsight, sure. But the reality is at the snap here, they're presenting closed. So as you turn your back, and this is kind of one of the bummers about play action is as you turn your back and come away, you've got to see post-snap what they're doing show-wise. Now, they eventually get to what I'm used to calling an iteration of non-traditional Tampa. So he's kind of beat with the run, he being the corner. He kind of bites on this run fake, and that allows this guy to kind of get past him. So the spacing that Sam sees when he comes out of this thing is him running by him. Now, he does a decent job recovering, but it's one of those things where this is a funky look, and you kind of roll the dice when you turn your back to the defense. So pre-snap, closed. Post-snap, getting to non-traditional Tampa. The corner bites. There's non-traditional Tampa. right? We've got the half field player. We've got the half field player who got beat with the run fake. We've got the middle player, hook. We've got the defensive lineman running to the flat. So it's an abstract look. Now, again, you know, when Sam turns here, I don't think there's anything that says, yeah, that sail is for sure going to be open. So let's take a shot down the field. We've got our guy beat. Decent recovery. And again, the other thing I love about it is not only that the read makes sense to me when I see the film and understand they get kind of beat with the run fake, is that we're being aggressive. Good things happen, giving your guy a chance down the field, even though, yeah, is that sail wide ass open? Sure. And I mean, that's basically in the bucket, right? That's in his hands. It's nice defense, but we got a chance for a big, big play there. Next one here. This is a nice job from Sam Darnold going, you know, a really quick 1, 2, 3. So we've got all stick down here to the bottom. Quick out with the stick, and then a little crosser on the backside. So no to the quick game, yes back to the crosser. Now, there's a lot, and I'm probably lean into this world where I don't love pure progressions all the time. I do think that pure progressions make it easier for a quarterback, and this is a good example of this thing is read left to right, or for defensive purposes here, right to left. And you can see Sam going no to our right, yes, boom. Now, it's a great catch, and the ball's slightly behind us, but just the simplicity of this kind of drop back game. Okay, so post shift here. Again, what I'm used to calling all stick to the bottom. Also, just a quick tip to any of you defensive gurus trying to slide in here. Anytime a wide receiver lines up on the numbers, I feel like in the league, it's almost always a quick out or some outbreaker, that or some spray glance. Here's the stick. So this is the first part of it. I would say most guys would read this thing one together. You know, you're not going to go 1, 2 because you'll be late. You know, the read might be outside in on a playbook, but seeing it, you want to see it at the same time. Then up top here comes that crosser, and it's almost guaranteed to be paired with an in or a curl. And again, I just love the fact that Sam says no here, yes here. So 1, 2. And again, you know, without knowing for sure how they teach it in the room, I think you could get rid of a hitch here from Sam and be on time to over the ball. So no, boom. And you can see him kind of running through that hole. So you don't like the quick out, you don't like the stick, I don't like it either. Back, boom. And again, he does it pretty damn quick. I'm just saying, if you wanted to hit him in stride with how they're having that wide receiver run that crosser, you'd probably have to cut that additional hitch down. Now, again, we don't have the offensive end zone here to see the footwork perfectly, but let's give one hitch, or essentially a left-right, to the quick game on our right, and then get back to the crosser. So right there, boom, quick game. Now, reset your feet to the crosser if you don't like it as fast as you can. Boom. See him get that little extra hitch back. So that, and then reset to the crosser. And it's just that little hitch back to me makes us just a little late, and now the ball's slightly behind us. And again, he probably would say I could throw a better ball as well. But boom, boom. I just love the 1, 2, 3. It's on him. Let's go. Next one here. This is a great play from Sam Darnold to give his guy, Big Arroyo, a chance to go make a play. It's not there originally. We'll talk about maybe why it's not there, but this is a great opportunity. Again, just seeing your guy versus essentially an edge defender go out there and make a play. And I love the sideline, too small. Now, the play here might not be for me as far as what the design is, but Sam's able to kind of overcome, get outside, extend, create, too small. So what do we got going on here? To me, this is a little bit you see in this passing game. And again, it's just my opinion, so this is what you get. This hook flat, we'll call it hook flat, curl flat. You run a mirrored concepts like this, in my opinion, equals JV ball. It's just my opinion. You take it for what it's worth. Okay, I think that there's way better stuff across the league than being able to do this at high levels of football. That being said, the read here would probably be, you know, away from the down safety. So the down safety is over here, or this is quarters, whatever this look is. With this guy, 3, especially with who he is as a player, I totally understand getting over to this. I also want you to pay attention to when you get man or match versus static route here, it's not that great of a play. Now, if we were to have hook wheel, well, then it probably scores. So it's just one of those things. Again, if they want to match that one receiver, the boundary receiver, they're playing true zone down here to the bottom, or quarter, half, it's a little bit unfortunate that we don't have a wheel on up top. It's also one of those things where, because Sam's probably looking to the right, so looking to the top of the screen, Buda Baker is moving that way. So that's why this hook at the bottom looks so open. Obviously, you'd love to come back, look over here and rip this hook, knowing to be wide open. That's unrealistic quarterback play in the league. This is just, it's not there up top. Hook flat kind of sucks. Sam overcomes it, gives his guy a chance down the field. He makes a big play. Sideline, watch the sideline. Who's this guy right here? Too small. You're too small. Next one here, Sam Darnold using his legs, a little fake toss, naked keeper out to the bottom of the screen to the left. Now, there were a few times in this game where I thought Sam Darnold pulled up short, meaning that normally these are things where you want to stay on the run. You don't necessarily want to flip your hips because you don't really have anybody blocking out there for you. He did it a handful of times, I felt like, going to his left. So as he pulls up right here, normally you would want to stay on the run on this play. As he pulls up, there's nobody there. We got some effort issues from the Cardinals defensive line. We turn that thing into a big chunk gain. He does a good job protecting himself. So again, not my favorite way to run a naked or keeper as far as who's going in the flat. Again, traditionally there's someone in the flat, someone to the over from a condensed formation, almost someone guaranteed to go to the corner. So as we sort this thing out, we kind of have this like bluff flat. We've got the crosser coming. We've got the corner. It looks like they've actually got another corner flat coming across here on the slide or sneak flat. So double flat me. But again, I'm saying post fake here. Normally you would want to stay on the run. Basically the universal rule is if you pull up, you're kind of on your own. So you've got to be able to throw it away, create, run it yourself. And that certainly does right here. So he's got a good feel for it. You just don't see it a lot. And you definitely don't see it as often as he did it in this game. So no to the flat, no to the over, take it yourself. And again, if you're, a Cardinals fan, you watch the defensive line, and if you think that's high effort, okay, good for you. Great job from Sam, though, getting down, protect yourself. Again, I love the idea of continuing to move the launch point, whether it be play action or this naked keeper world. Big fake, flip your hips, and make sure you protect yourself. Get down inside the numbers, protect yourself. Nice little chunk. Very next one here, another naked keeper, this time to the left. Again, this time he's got to pull up because he's got someone in his face because 81 takes an L in front of us. He gives our guy a chance. This is a pretty impressive throw to be able to flip your hips going backwards and give our guy a chance down the field. Now, it doesn't work out as far as a catch, but we get the penalty. We get the ball inside the 5. Good things are happening. Again, it's a beautiful fake. The other reason I put this thing in there, not only is it an impressive throw, even though it's not caught, is this is a pretty cool play. You often see this type of action, and I'm used to calling this like a sniffer spinner. So he's going to fake the counter. So as he comes across here, we're going to pull the guard. Okay, so this looks like counter to the defense. And as you run across here, you're going to have the quote-unquote wrap player of the tight end come across. So as you see these two pullers come to these defensive guys who have uncovered linemen, this is going to look like counter. And when you spin back out of this thing from the wrapper, usually this is paired with an around. You see a lot of reverses or around run with this action. I don't think I've ever seen it where the guy who's quote-unquote the spinner is coming out and probably running the flat. So again, condensed formation, naked keeper, you've almost always got this distribution. What happens here, though, is 81 on the edge. He just doesn't get enough of the edge player. So he kind of knocks the spinner off. So you got to really close the door on this player and not let him disrupt our initial flat read. So he does disrupt it. As Sam comes out of this thing, he has to get depth, and really this is his only throw because the flat's knocked off. So kind of cool action from the spinner. It's not there because we kind of take an L on the edge. But this is a beautiful job of Sam kind of making him right. Give your guy a chance. And again, he's fading backwards from the 30. Throws that thing from the 29. Pretty damn sweet throw. Everything except the final catch, fighting through the flag as well. The other thing to pay attention to is just the ball handling. So watch Sam's fake here. This is some high level stuff. So ball's on your core, open hand. Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes, the patience, hold it, get depth. And then that's everything except the catch. Next one here. I think this is second down in that goal line stand that comes after the penalty. You know, this is one of those ones Sam probably wishes he had back. Again, I've already talked about these naked and keepers going to your left, really left or right. Usually you need to stay on the run. The only time you flip your hips is if you know you have a throw. So to me here, the fake isn't as good. We're pulling up for some reason. You know, I think Herbstreit did a decent job of pointing out that if he keeps running here, it probably scores. But again, if we're going to want the same fake we just saw, right? Reverse out, show that ball, extend that open hand, have the ball on your core, give it that kind of 2 shuffles that we know he can do, and then come out of here and stay on the run. As soon as you stop or flip your hips, you're just doing a favor to the defensive line that was following you. So if you stay on the run here, I don't think 10 is a factor at all. And again, I've never been around a team or system that teaches these naked keepers where you pull up like this. The only reason you really pull up like that is if you know you have the throw. He doesn't know for sure there and just misses an opportunity to run that thing in. Now they get it running it the very next play, but this is one of those ones where, you know, if you don't get it, you know, and you end up kicking a field goal here or turning it over on downs, you know, you're really kicking yourself. But again, this fake is not near as good as the one we just saw, right? So it's a rushed, sloppy fake. We pull up. You know, half of me thinks that he pulled up thinking he was going to throw it to the left guard. Right there. Almost like he looks at him. Tough. Halftime, you dig the channel and you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. I really do appreciate you subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me. Again, the Quarterback School Patreon community, you know about it. Join, become a member, get even more Quarterback School content. We also have Quarterback School courses. You can check out all the courses over at the website, theqbschool.com. Hop over there and enroll. Finally, please make sure to follow me across all the social media platforms. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get back to it. Next one here, third and short. This is a beautiful job from Sam getting all the way through the read, all the way to the bang or late flat here to the tight end. This is an excellent job of getting vertical. You know, he's probably pretty close to running it himself there. We'll probably try and get the ball to Smith and Jigma in the flat. It's kind of a cool play where they've got the back going to the corner this time. 81 securing the edge. Arroyo coming across on the over. Again, he's probably going to run it himself. Sees the tight end on the late and flips it to him. So again, I really love the design of this thing. Normally, when you do this kind of fake, you're trying to fake it to the back, throw it to the back. So this is just kind of a different way to get there as far as we're in the flat one. Again, this is the unique part of it, right? Getting to the corner. Here's the over. And again, you hear me talk about these naked keeper plays all the time. From condensed formations, there's almost always something in the flat, something to the corner, something in the over. That's exactly what you get here. Now, where does the ball end up going? The ball's really to the check down on this play. So the inline tight end up top, he is going to secure the edge. This is that bang or late flat. He's going to secure the edge, and then drift out into open space. So once this flat is a no, once the corner takes forever, once the over is a no, you've really got a few options as a quarterback as you stay on the move. So he does a better job here of staying on the move. So as we're on the move here, we can run it ourselves, or we can see this little check, bang, late flat. So it's just a really nice job, again, of getting all the way through the read, the play. No, 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 yes. Excellent. Just a big time short yardage conversion. Again, kind of a unique way to get there too. If you're looking for like design elements that are cool, you know, you don't see the back run these corners very often on this type of play. So no, no, yes. Hell yeah. Nice job, Sam. All right, next one here, we've got third and long. We're going to end up getting it to the back on what I'm going to say is a flat route from the backfield. Now, there's a few things to talk through here. And, you know, this is one of those ones where it's third and long. You don't have a whole lot of great plays for third and 10 plus. But when you get tackled for, you know, damn near at the sticks, and you don't get a chance to go for it on fourth, these are really 4-point plays, potentially. So for whatever reason, he doesn't like the speed out up top. And that's the first part of this. So as we watch it again, This speed out up top is probably an alert, an option. If you get one-on-one, if you like it, let's throw the speed out up top. Now, to me, the speed out looks like it's there. You be the judge. The thing I will say is he comes back and hits this route very similar to this later. So to me here, you'd probably want to throw this in this construction of this play. So that's first where this alert would probably go with the ball for a first down. The next thing here is, I'll call this some iteration of like mini dagger. I would prefer this as like true dagger, which to me, true dagger in the league pushes this thing much deeper than necessarily Smith and Jigma is doing it here. He runs this thing to me almost more like hook curl depth. And so what that does is it constrains the space as we come out on the backfield route. And he's running what we'll call a flat here. These guys are closer than if you were at true kind of deep in depth and more traditional flat. Now, I know where this offense coordinator comes from. Okay. I know that system loves to put their running back, who is a very unique player, 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. So to me here, the reason they're doing this is most likely to not get an empty check from the defense. If you were to have the backup here, it would do a number of things to the defense. It would say empty. It would be more traditional quads, right? We got 4 eligibles over here. But what it would also do is as we come up and run this traditional flat, instead of it taking so long, I mean, it's still a 5+ yard route, pushing close to 10 yards because we're 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. So, even if he was just a yard or two closer, that yard or two translated on the back of this thing is a first down. So again, these are all design choices. He doesn't accidentally line up here. So again, I'm just not a fan of having the running back out like this. Again, I know it's in vogue across a few systems. He's going to end up running essentially a 10-yard out route from the backfield. It's 3rd and 10. It'd be nice if those 10 yards went to the first down instead of him having to play hero ball and coming up short on the sticks there, trying to run through a tackle. So again, they're just little design elements, how you want to handle these things. 10-yard route, it's a completion. Could we have thrown it to the out? Probably. He doesn't like it. Fine. He gets a completion. We still get an opportunity for points. Next one here, another 3rd and long situation. Again, I'm recognizing the fact that there aren't great plays for 3rd and long. I'm also recognizing the fact that I dislike mirrored routes probably more than you. Okay, mirrored routes just don't give me a lot of feeling like I've got a lot of answers to the test when I drop back and throw it. So when we come back here on these quote unquote swirls or 7 stops, they're just corner stops. So again, mirrored routes means that they're the same on both sides. So as we come up, we run this corner, we stop at usually 15 yards. You just don't see this, in my opinion, in the league very often where we would mirror these routes. I don't care what it is. That being said, if we don't like it, flat, check down. And again, it's easy. I get it. I totally understand. It's easy with a clicker and a marker the next day. Okay, I'm not saying I for sure would have thrown the check down by any means. I am saying when I run static routes, so routes where eligibles are running and stopping, and they are quote unquote playing any iteration of man or match or even zone, once you catch a certain depth, it's man to man. That he's covering him. It's a static route. This corner's driving the hell out of this. Where do you want the ball to go? Okay, now we finally got 9 out of the game for the check down. So the check down's definitely better, but there's no guarantee he gets a first down. I would just want to say, we've seen Sam get through reads. Have one side do the swirl or the 7 stop and the other side do the crosser. Do drive. Give us any other option on the backside. Next one here, we're going to hit the speed out up top, just like we were talking about earlier. Okay, we're going to have this short little motion where the 3 overlaps the 2. It's going to show 0 from the defense. We got to get this ball out. They've technically got us on a +1, even with the green dog. Sam does a great job identifying it. Trust in Smith and Jigma to win. Again, technically, Buda Baker has the back man coverage. Once the back blocks here, he's going to add on in a green dog. He's unblocked. Sam gets the ball out on time, and that's a perfect throw. So again, lots going on here. Pay attention to the shift or the motion to start here at the bottom of the screen. What does that do to the defense? See that pull the safety out of the middle of the field? So he went from trying to present closed to, okay, we did this little motion. Well, now we're stacked here. We've got to communicate. Who's who in the zoo? We banjoing this thing. We locking this thing. What are we doing? Then up top, we've got this speed out, which is probably the hot or blitz option, man-to-man option. Down here to the bottom, I think they run what I'm used to calling like a traditional sticks. Run past the sticks, turn around. So it's just a beautiful job of layering a man zone pressure check, see what the defense is doing, and then Sam has the answers. It's not mirrored concepts. And again, he lets that thing go with, that's pretty good anticipation. Hey, there's 3. He's really good at football. Man, this guy's playing football at a really high level. Okay, that's anticipation, if I could say it. Burst pressure, okay, and third down situational ball. So it's just an excellent job of playing quarterback. It's also a really nice offense because it gave him the indicators of what he was getting, so he knew what to do with the ball, and he's able to throw a really accurate ball. I think that's the other thing, watching Sam Darnold play at a high level here. Not only is it a great story, super happy for him to fight through a bunch of adversity in his career, but he can spin it. I mean, he's putting the ball right where he wants. It's super consistent. It's a very powerful, repeatable throwing motion. That's awesome football. Next one here, second and forever. We're going to have the back down here to the bottom. He's going to shift in, probably give you a nice zone indicator. We're going to end up getting the ball to what I'm going to call like a little arrow route up top. The reason this video is in here, not because of necessarily, how impressive or far the throw is. It's the fact that whatever Sam's looking at here, trying to probably work the tight end on the basic to the nub side right here to our right, is that he doesn't like it, and he doesn't have to get his feet all the way around. He's got the core strength, the torque to be able to just flip it to his check down. So no, boom. I mean, someone's right in his face. He literally gets hit in the face. So his feet are down the hash, right? Look at his feet lined up down the hash. Hand, face. Okay, can't even see, throwing it blind. Whoop! Right out there. It's just a perfect rep of showing someone who's in total control. They know where everyone is. Now, I can sit here and tell you, I have no idea what the read would be on this play. To me, anytime you do what I'm used to calling an under corner, so post first here, and then this type of scissors action under this, usually you're doing that thinking, I'm going to have a shot to that corner running the under. Then what I'm used to calling an arrow route, you come in, or spot route here. Spot, you would sit here. Arrow, most of the time, you have the ability to come back away. He does a good job of just throttling here. And then it looks like where he's trying to play this thing is on the backside on this little in. So again, as he has his feet set to work this, you get the hand to the face, right? Paw, face. All of a sudden, he can just go, and put it right on him. I mean, it's pretty, it really is impressive. It's a kind of a nothing burger, completion, second and forever, get half back, but no to the bottom, boom. And again, these types of routes aren't clear routes. They're calling that for a very specific look that they think they can generate a big play on. No, great job from Darnold, just getting it out, getting a completion, getting back to third and manageable here. It's just a really high leverage quarterback play that very easily could be forgotten, right? You're just flipping it out to the flat, whatever. Well, we're taking a shot. We've got this cool little under corner happening there. We don't like it. We're working the backside. I don't like it. Boom, flip it out there. Hands to the face, doesn't matter. That's pretty damn awesome. Next one here, massive play to Smith and Jigba up top. We're going to run a double move. Again, one of the best things, really one of the few good things, in my opinion, of running hooks or curls is running double moves off of them. Up top, we're going to get the one-on-one. Sam's going to do a beautiful job of keeping his base, throwing a perfectly feathered ball, everything except kind of keeping him in bounds to make that thing an even bigger play. But this is a huge chunk play. I mean, it's an outstanding throw. It's an outstanding route. Great job to be able to get, again, the man zone indicators as far as who's out on the back in the empty. I'm sure you went to school on it. Hold your eyes down the middle of the field. Keep that near safety away from it. One-on-one, dot. I mean, it's beautiful. Sure, you would love to stay in bounds, but that is a big-time hookup. So again, got the back down here to the bottom. We've got the corner out on the back, right? So now you know it's zone. As we work up top, whatever matchup we're trying to get here, stop your feet. He does a nice job of kind of opening the door too. You can kind of see his hips and shoulders open, and then he's able to accelerate out of that. So he sells it to this corner. And again, I love the fact that Sam doesn't pump it here. He just keeps his eyes down the middle of the field. He lets the route beat the matchup up there. So no. Again, I watch the front left shoulder open up here. Da-da-da. Got him. And he keeps his momentum, rolls out of that thing. That's a big time hookup. That is a loving, high leverage ball when it matters most. Big time. I can't get over the touch, the ability for him to throw it. Again, I think easily one of those guys in the league that is slept on as far as his arm talent. Make all the throws. That's a beautiful one right there. And then the last one here, really the one that wins it on the final drive, big chunk play. You're going to throw a back shoulder down here to the bottom. Same matchup, different type of ball, certainly, to be able to throw it and get out of bounds. Just a beautiful job here. Really outstanding football here. It looks like he gives him a little signal here too. Let's see if he taps his hip here. Yeah, a little booty tap there. Got it. So one-on-one, as soon as Buddha goes to the middle of the field, get your eyes over there, give your best player a chance. Jumps up on the body. Love it. I mean, that is just a devastating hookup. So again, it's a league of matchups. Okay, one-on-one down here to the bottom as he goes to throw this thing. So he's making the decision to throw it right there. These back shoulder throws are often made when the defender is on top of the wide receiver. So if you're even here, usually if you're even, you're leaving. If you're behind him here, so we're behind him here, this is that one you just want to throw it right at his back ear. And again, the ball maybe is a tick inside, but man, certainly more than good enough. I mean, this is an outstanding job when it matters most. Thing is tied up. We got to go down and win it. You get a big chunk like that. That is just big time football. And again, I love the story and the resiliency for Sam to be able to get to this part of his career, but he's playing at a high level. This is big time ball. So that is a wrap. Sam Darnold, the Seahawks, big win. I think Sam Darnold is playing at a really high level. Love his ability to spin it. Footwork looks great, super polished. Looks like he totally understands what he's being asked to do. Looks like he often has the answers to the test as far as what he wants to do versus zone, what he wants to do versus man, what he wants to do versus pressure. Love the aggressiveness. Love his use of his feet when it's not there. They're moving the launch point. They're being aggressive with double moves and different things down the field. Just overall, really high level ball. That being said, I think scheme-wise, drop-back-wise, I personally am always going to want to hedge away from the mirrored drop back game. But Sam seems to find a way to kind of make those things work, give his guys an opportunity, would look for that to evolve, would also look for the check down game to get a little bit better from Walker. All those things being said, that is a big, big win. That is a quarterback in Sam Darnold that is playing the position in a system that he looks super comfortable with at a very high level. Thank you so much for hanging to the end. I will see you next time. Have a good one. Little bonus footage for you sickos. Run game wise here, this is an early 4th down. And this is a tough one because, I think it's a really nice play from the Cardinals defense. It's some great knockback on the left guard. That being said, if you're an offensive guy, you can't have your left guard getting the shit kicked out of him at the line of scrimmage here like this from 94. And then this is a big time wrap from 2 all the way around. I think if you're coaching running backs here, you're probably telling them, hey, we can't be bouncing this thing on 4th and short. So again, it's easy for me to say, hey, just stick your face in the fire right there and get behind the wedge of whatever that's supposed to be run-wise. But it's also just a really nice play from the Cardinals defense. I think they're a good unit, maybe even underappreciated. But the knockback here on the left guard is what starts the trickle of kind of downfall here on this play. And then again, from a back standpoint, you just got to know the situation and realize, hey, I'm not going to try to bounce this thing. I just got to stick my face in the fan here and get what I can get and run through common color. So again, run-wise here, this knockback, really destroys the start of this play. He gets in the back's way immediately, so we don't have a clear kind of downhill picture on what we're trying to do. Then as we go and he feels this thing kind of like collapse inside of him here, if you bounce this thing, you're really on your own. And so they're trying to get a double up to 2, but they're never going to get a double up to 2 if you bounce that thing all the way out here. They're not expecting this thing to be wide. They're expecting this thing to probably hit right up the guard. So again, it's easy with a clicker. I'm saying the initial surge or knockback at the left guard kind of destroys this run. Then the back decides he's going to, bump in there. In addition, you'd love 81 to give us a little bit more of a win at the point of attack, but it's easy for me to say, put your foot in the ground and get right behind that common color and just keep your feet driving right there, as opposed to bouncing out. And it's a great play from 2, no doubt about it. Like, he scrapes this thing and makes that play. Next one here is a 3rd down touchdown. This is the one that Herbstreit actually went after 10 about his effort. So I was just curious. I was going to watch it. I didn't necessarily think this was a horrible effort from 10. Yeah, like, sure, he could have jumped on the pile there. I'm not sure it keeps him out of the end zone, though. This to me is just a slice or split flow zone action here. You see the fullback type coming across on that slice action. This is just one of those plays where if you're a Cardinals fan, 34 is unblocked. He's at the point of attack. He has to make this tackle. He just has to. He doesn't. They fight their way in. It's a beautiful job, but I didn't think, it deserved, a nationally televised effort call out. And I'm pretty, I'm probably as big on the effort call out as probably anybody But if we're just coming across here, again, now blocking the corner, we just got a bunch of these 2 coming up here, and we're unblocked at the point of attack here, right? And if they had to do it over again, they'd probably just lead him up to the backer. But as he comes across on this slice action, it's just great effort from the back. He's got to run through an initial one, then he runs through the corner coming off the block. But this is one of those ones where, I personally thought it was a little harsh to go after 10 in real time. If he hits him right there, like max effort, he's going to hit him into the end zone. Maybe, I don't know. Regardless, it's a great effort from the back to be able to fight through that surge. We get a little bit better block here on the edge, and it's a walk-in. One pump chump. Either way, 2 cool, really meaningful runs in this game. One goes the Seahawks' way, the other one doesn't. But you can see here, again, these goal line plays, there's going to be unblocked players. You got to fight through that initial surge contact. It's a hell of a block here. Watch the tight end. That's 88. Whoop.